Cool. All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to tonight's team call. I'm so excited for tonight because we have our girl, Cristal, and we are doing a Q&A style team call with her tonight. So get your what are words? Get your questions ready. If you follow her on Instagram, she's Currier. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. On Instagram, she is amazing at Instagram stories, at trillers, at literally everything. It's sick. No, I'm just kidding. I love her so much. But I call her like a real life unicorn because she's just so cute and adorable. So anyway, we do have some announcements. So please set notes and set reminders in your phones because this is going to change, okay? Emma and I had a conversation. There's a lot going on. We need a new change, a new season. And so team calls, this is the last team call that's going to happen on a Sunday. Last team call. We want you guys to enjoy your weekend. We want it to be filled with family and fun and, an opportunity for you guys to just get your days, your week started and enjoy your Sunday. So our team calls are now going to be on Thursday nights. At 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So same time, just a different night, okay? And that first call is going to be on September 5th. So next weekend is Labor Day weekend, so you guys enjoy your weekend. We're not going to do a call on Sunday. You guys just have fun with your family. If you're doing anything, whatever it is, just have fun. And then starting on the 5th, on Thursday, we start our first Thursday night team call, okay? And we have a guest speaker again for that night. Possibly, it's not like confirmed, but we do have a guest speaker for that night. Okay, and that call is going to be ran by me. Emma and I had a thought. We talked about it, and Emma really wants to go live more on the team pages, and Thursday nights are a little hard for her with the kids. That does not mean that she's still here, guys. So don't act like, she's going anywhere because she's doing the Advanced to Emeralds call. She's going live in the Dreamer Society. So every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Emma will be going live in the Dreamer Society team page, okay? She's going to do between like 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if she has a drop dead, really awesome topic that she wants to talk about. But they shouldn't be more than 30 minutes. She wants to keep it short and sweet. But every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can't be on live, of course, just go back and watch the recording. So yeah, and then of course our Advanced to Emeralds and live power hours. So this call, these Wednesday calls are on the same nights. Emma, I was like, I run the Wednesday night call. Emma is going to be running the Emeralds call now. Since I'm doing team calls, I was like, I really don't want, not that I don't want to, but guys, it's a lot. So Emma's going to run the Emeralds call on Wednesdays, same time, 5 p.m., 8 p.m. But there's also a live power hour that Alexis does at 5:30 and 8:30. 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So here is what I want you guys to take from that. If you are not Emeralds yet, get on the Emeralds call. If you are Emeralds and you're like, okay, these calls are great. I think I might want to hop on Alexis's call and get a live power hour done. She has a tracker that is amazing. Hop on her call. This is your business. You can choose which one you want to do, or maybe put it in your planner to do Emerald's call 1 week, power hour call 1 week, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So it's your choice. You can hop on whatever one you want, but I really highly recommend if you're not an Emerald yet and you're trying to advance to Emerald, get on the Emerald's call. And also if you are like hanging on by a thread Emerald, still get on the Emerald's call, or get on the power hour and push your business. So it's really up to you guys. Oh, mother effer. Okay. Free group starts tomorrow. It's Monday through Sunday. The Dreamer Society is doing theirs in the self-love group, and we are doing ours at Team Rise Up Dynasty in our Be Brave Free Clean Week sneak peek. So please check with your Upline Diamond coach if you'd like to add your customers to that free group starting tomorrow through Sunday. And even though it starts tomorrow, you guys can add them throughout the week. Don't just be like, oh, well, I just found out about it today. That's fine. You can add people throughout the week. You guys totally can do this. It's free. So like literally they have all the tools and resources are already uploaded into the groups. So they're not really missing out on anything. And if you have 3 discount codes left over, get them in that group, show them the sneak peek, and then be consistent with them and be checking up and following up with them and give them that coupon code to get them into our bigger challenge group. And then some back office announcements. So the promo codes, if you use all 3, you will get all 3 next month. If you only used 1 by the end of the month, you will only get 1 next month. And if you only use 2, you will only get 2, okay? So promo codes, you do get them next month, but it's only if, depending on how many you use this month, okay? Pumpkin Spice Shakeology is coming out on September 3rd, okay? Make a cute post. I don't know, get some fall clothes on, get like a pumpkin out. I don't know, do something cute, and then post about it and be like, where all my pumpkin spice basic bitches are. We have our pumpkin spice Shakeology coming out. I still have packets from last time because I ordered like 3 boxes. So I might do a giveaway, but September 3rd. So maybe get an email list out. I still have mine from last month, so I'm just going to, last month. Oh my God, Gabby, get your shit together. Last year. And that email list is amazing, guys. You can use Google, whatever you want. You can use your pen and paper and just create an email list. And when it launches, you can send it out to people because it will go fast. Okay. And again, guys, get your New Orleans Summit 2020 ticket ASAP, because we're going to start to get people into hotel rooms and getting things moving. And it's better to do it sooner than later and just wait. Okay. And then lastly, until September 30th is $30 off MM100 bundle pack. Plus they get the $10 off, you guys. That's literally so much savings. Okay. So why not offer it? Go out and send some invites. But yeah, does anyone have any wins this week really quick that they want to share and unmute themselves? Anyone? Any big wins? No? No, none of you sold a challenge pack. None of you signed up any new coaches? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to put Cristal on the call then, and she's going to tell you how she does it. Let me unmute you.
I went live for the first time with you. That's my win.
Oh, yes. You guys. Thank you, Chelsea. Yes, you guys. Chelsea went live with me in our coach sneak peek on Instagram, on our Rise Up Dynasty Instagram, and she went live and she killed it. You guys, literally, it was her first time going live, and she slayed it. Like, you were flawless. I was like, oh my God, you act like you're such an expert over here. But yeah, I'm super proud of you. Okay, so let me get out of this and let me unmute Cristal and we can do our Q&A. Get ready, stop my share, and then speaker view. Actually, no, I don't want my face on here. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you, Cristal. Okay. Hi.
Hi, what's up?
Hi. Okay, we can put on speaker view. It's fine because then now we can see your face. Okay. So this got I should just like let you talk tonight because I don't know what words are. Okay, so you guys, this is Cristal. I'm just pulling up our notes really quick for the Q&A. But this is Cristal. So Cristal, do you want to just go ahead and tell everyone a little bit about yourself, how long you've been a coach, and I would say what your full-time job is, but this is your full-time job, so just take it over.
Yeah, well, I can tell you a little bit like about my story. So hi, I'm Cristal. Nice to meet all of you. Your beautiful faces. I'm so excited to be here. I friggin' love Gabby and Emma, so I'm really happy to be a part of your family tonight. So yes, I do coaching full time, but when I first became a coach, I worked full time. I was a chiropractic assistant and I worked like really long 10, 12-hour days, and I would always have to be on call at night. I would always be on call on the weekends. I like basically was never off of work and I never got paid for that shit. So, sorry, I kind of have a potty mouth. I don't know if Gabby warned you.
I know who I am, so you're totally fine.
Anyways, and then, so I worked that full-time job, and then I also was a full-time student. I was actually going to 2 different schools at the time. So like, y'all, I know what busy is and like building a business. It's not like I had time just like sitting around where I was like twiddling my thumbs and I was like, what can I do in my free time? I guess I'll build a business. Why not? It was more so like I had gotten to the point where I was like so sick of working these really long days. I was so sick of being on call all the time. I was so sick of not being able to spend time with my loved ones. I had like a really big turning point during Thanksgiving one year. So we used to live in Pennsylvania, and I grew up in Maine, so all of my family's in Maine. So if you guys, I mean, geography is not my thing, but like we've got Maine and then we've got Pennsylvania. So we drove up to Maine to be with my family on Thanksgiving, and we could only drive up for Thanksgiving meal. And then we had to turn right back around because I had to work at like 7 a.m. the next day. And that was like a turning point for me. It was like a 6-hour drive. I sat on the whole drive home, just like looking out the window, being like, F this, never, ever again am I missing out on like a holiday. And not just a holiday, but I was like, never, ever again am I going to just let someone dictate my time so that I can't spend these precious moments with my family. Like, and that was really my fuel for building this business. Like, we all have a why, right? And so my why was just like, I literally like, sounds so cliche. I want to be able to do whatever I want whenever I want, mainly because like, I just don't want to miss out on moments and like making memories with my loved ones. So anyways, that was a long answer to the fact that I do this full time.
No, I love it. And it's so, I like to do these because I like to hear other people's, like, where they started before they went full time. And I think that's so important because I know a lot of us struggle with like trying to find time to do the vital behaviors and do the things that is going to push our business in order to be financially free or live free or go on those trips or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important just kind of see where everyone comes from and know that, you know, if we can do it, you guys can do it too. My story is a little different though. Okay, so what does a day in the life look like for Coach Cristal?
Oh. Okay, so I mean, do you want everything?
Yeah, you could do whatever it is. Like, I guess like how you get your day started. Do you start with opening up Instagram? Do you start with, you know, whatever you want to share with us?
Like no social media, like in the morning. My mornings are purely for me, and like Josh Coates always makes fun of me because like my mornings, like when I say my mornings are for me, I mean like the first 5 hours of my day. I'm like, this is my me time. Like, so I wake up, my alarm goes off at like 5:30, and so I get up early. And I do usually take like a boom in Instagram, but I do not open my Instagram feed. And the only reason, I don't know if you guys ever use like the timestamp on Instagram for motivation, but when I first tried to start like getting in the routine of waking up earlier, I was like, I'm getting up in the 5s and I'm gonna get that goddamn timestamp and it's gonna stay somewhere in the 5s. So I like will wake up, and you probably don't need my whole morning routine. I like oil pull, brush my teeth, do all the things, take my boomerang, and then I help make Cameron coffee. That's like a little, Cameron's my boyfriend, by the way. It's like the little things in life, right? Like I used to rush around when I worked for someone else and it would be like, go, 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 like bye Cameron, see you later, like no time of day, couldn't like hug. It was just like a quick kiss and I'm out the door, right? And same with him, like when we used to both be running around in the mornings, it was just like, hi, bye, see you later, whatever. And so now in the mornings, I like make his coffee for him, I make his superfoods, his Shakeology obviously, and I'm just like, here babe, like, so it's just, yeah, okay, it's like only 15, 20 minutes, but it's way more than 60 seconds and like bye. So anyways, that's what I do in the morning. And then I sit down for my whole like meditation, intentions, writing goals, visualization, affirmations. And then I do my energize and my workout. And at that point, I swear it's like 10 in the morning. And then I take a shower and I sit down and do my business work. So that's when I sit down for like a good chunk, like 2 hours. I usually do some business work, and then I stop for lunch. I'm like really big on like not eating lunch like in front of my computer, just because I do this full time. But trust me, if anyone here like works full time, works their business, like my lunch break was like hustle mode when I worked for someone else. It was like, let's eat this salad while sending out invites. And like, I would have been doing share cards if that was like back then. Guys, we have it so good now. Like having share a card now. I remember like I used to explain to people like, go to my website, click on this, then click on this, then click on this. I'm like, did you do it? Did you do it right?
No way. I did not even know that you guys had to do it like that.
Yeah, it was so ghetto. We have it so good now. Anyway, so then lunchtime, I chill usually a little while after that, do some personal development, and then I usually plug in for, like, my power hour is done by that point, but I usually plug in for just like an hour of like team stuff, like team prep for trainings, or I'll do, I'm in one of Josh's push groups, so I'll do work for that or whatever. So anyways, that's kind of my day in a nutshell.
No, yeah. No, I love it. So when do you get your personal development in? Is that like the first thing you do in the morning, basically?
Yeah, so in the morning when I'm like sitting down for my meditation, I do just like a quick 10 minutes for it. I'm kind of antsy in the morning, so I like want to get up and get my workout, but I'm always like, okay, like let me do 10 minutes to fuel my mind, and then you can like, I'm super ADD, so I'm like, I'm gonna get to my workout, but I'm like, all right, let's do 10 minutes of personal development. And then for like the first part of my workout, I listen to music to just kind of get pumped up, but the second half of my workouts, I listen to audio personal development. Oh,
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So before you became full-time coach, I guess my question would be is like, when did you work in like Power Pockets? Did you get in a full hour? Because you are full-time, so it is a little different. And I would love to kind of explain to them like where you started before you were full-time. So like, before you were full-time, when did you get your personal development in, and when did you put in that time for Beachbody, and like how many hours, I guess, did you put in? Did you, like I said, did you do Power Pockets, or did you prefer to sit down for like 2 hours before your day and after your day?
It was definitely Power Pockets. So I would wake up early and get my workout in before I went to work, and then I would do outgoing messages like as much as so my job wasn't always like, it was based off when our patients were scheduled. So like sometimes I would have to be in at 7 a.m. Sometimes it was 8 a.m. So I would just, however much time I had in the morning, I would do outgoing messages first. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but like always do outgoing messages first. You always have incoming messages, right? So like get your invites sent out, like all your sent out things, and then do like your general replies, like whether you're forming or like working through objections or whatever. So I would do that in the morning, and then I would go to work, and then I had like, my lunch break was not very long, and it was again dependent on when our next patient was scheduled. So sometimes it would just be like 30 minutes, and it was just like, how many messages can I answer in 30 minutes while I eat my salad?
Yeah.
And then personal development was in my car. So I had like, it was a short commute. It was only like 20 minutes, but there and back from work is 40 minutes of personal development. So I would always get to work and I would just be like on fire because I was listening to PD.
Yeah. I love listening to personal development in the car. Like I actually like miss it now that I'm like at home, and I'm like, crap, do I listen to it like while I'm folding laundry? Like, yes, of course. It's like so different. I'm like, I just want to like get in my car and drive to Target, listen to personal development.
I mean, yes, go to Target all the time.
Goes to Target for 3 things, leaves with 20. Okay, so what was my next question? I guess my next question would be, sorry, I'm like looking at this. Weird. Okay, what type of tracking system do you use? Do you use the one that Beachbody gave to us? Do you use your own? What did you use before? So yeah, what does your tracking system look like?
Yeah, so I made my own. It's basically the Success Club tracker with Josh Coates tracker, and I just made my own. I'm super like to-do list style, so even just for my brain, the Success Club tracker, I felt like I was like bouncing around, so I just made it the list that I do things in. So it's just like a list. It's on my iPad. I just like check it off every day. And then for actual tracking people, I use Teamzy. So I don't know if you wanted to know that as well. But I use Teamzy. I used Streak for a little while because I think that's what you use, Gabby, right?
Yeah, I went back and forth from Teamzy, loved it. I was like, hell to the yes, so easy. But then I found a way to use Streak. But yeah, I've dabbled with Teamzy.
Yeah, I went back to it because do you guys talk about the Enneagram on your team?
Yes, I mean, yes and no. Someone asked me on my poll yesterday or whatever it was, and I was like, I'm a 7. But I mean, what are you again?
I'm a 3,
Okay.
which is kind of like competitive. So Teamzy is a game to me. I'm like, oh, Teamzy, watch me fill in these bubbles. I'm going to fill in these bubbles real fast.
Yes. And you know what's great, you guys, going off of that is like, so like what we just said, she's tried and dabbled with Streak. I've dabbled with a Teamzy. These are just tracking systems that you guys can implement into your business when you feel ready and comfortable. But don't just be like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to be ready. You're never going to be ready or comfortable. You just have to do it and you have to try. Teamzy does a 30-day trial.
Yeah, 30 days.
When I did it, I was like, okay, I'm just going to give myself 30 days legit. Like, this is my business. It's like a back office almost, the way it's designed. So it's really cool because it's designed for Beachbody coaches. So you do have to pay for it after the 30 days. I think they have different packages. But it's really great, you guys. And so, like, we've used different things. So you just kind of have to figure out what works for you and do your research because it's not always going to be easy. Streak is still never easy for me, and Teamzy is, I don't know. But I like that you use Teamzy. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, I think just figure out what you'll use because it's most important that you're just going to use it.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Okay, so what are your like top 3 non-negotiables for your day? Like, because I try and teach my team. I'm like, because it's so easy to make a to-do list and then look at your to-do list and you're like, how am I going to get all of this done? So I always tell my team, like, what are your top 3 things that if you were having like a really, really rough, busy day and you just knew you had to get these 3 things done?
Oh my God, I always do this on my team. I do like pop quizzes and I'm like, okay, you have 10 minutes and that's all you have. Do you send out invites or do you post on social media?
Yeah.
You send out invites. You send out fucking invites.
I fucking love you.
Invites. Like, social media is fun and yes, like it gets eyeballs on us, but like honestly, it's not what grows your business. Like, and I know sometimes people will come to my Instagram page and they're like, oh, you have 50K like on your Instagram page. It must be so easy for you to like grow this damn thing. And I'm like, yeah, no. And also I started with like probably like not even 1,000 followers. So, but yeah, so non-negotiables, definitely invites, my own shit. So like I would probably clump my workout, Shakeology, and personal development into one. Can that be one task? Yeah. Because like it's so true that like we are our business. So if we're not taking care of ourselves, we don't really have a business because like we are the face of it. We are our brand. Like we have to be being the example. Like we can't expect to inspire anyone else if we're not getting out of our comfort zones and challenging ourselves every day personally with our workouts, making sure we're doing our best with our nutrition. Obviously, we're not here to be perfect. But if we're not at least showing up and being our best every day, then like who are we to inspire other people? So that would be number 2, all of that. And then the third, I would honestly say like follow-ups. I do follow-up Fridays, so I personally don't do follow-ups every day, but if I had a really crazy busy week, I would make sure that follow-ups happen because really success is in the follow-up.
Yeah. Oh, I love follow-up Fridays. That is dope. Okay. I like that. I'm like taking notes. I'm like follow-up Fridays, and I literally put out send the fucking invite. Sticky note.
I love it.
That's so funny. Okay. Okay, so going into like that, like if you had a really bad day or whatever, I feel like you don't have bad days, but I know everyone has bad days. So if you were like, what are some things that you struggle with or that you struggled with when you were first starting out? And like, how do you overcome it? And what do you, I guess, like, what do you tell yourself to not hold when you're first starting, I guess, to like, be like, I can do this, like, it's all or nothing kind of idea. You know what I mean?
Okay, I feel like I have a couple different answers, but what I struggle with is super, super easy. Because, and I think this is why, like, you thought I was a 7 on the Enneagram, Gabby. I struggle with, like, distractions, like, cute puppy, my cats, like, ooh, people are doing trillers. I think I'm going to do 5 more trillers today. Like, I get, like, and I want to be part of the fun. Like, I'm super attracted to the fun part of our business, but, like, fun doesn't grow our businesses. Like, we can't just be out there preaching, like, how fun this is. Yes, it's fun, and yes, like, all of our audiences, we want them to know that this is super fun and we get to come together, collaborate, and slay goals together. But it's also a lot of fucking hard work, and people need to know that off our social media. Like, if you're someone who can't seem to attract like business builders, the reflection question for you would be like, well, are you showing how hard it is to actually build a business? Like, are you showing up on your social media being like, hey guys, like, phone's going on airplane because I'm going to do some straight up work for the next hour. Like, and that's what's going down. And then I'm going to party after. So anyways, my like downfall is I'm like attracted to the fun. I'm super distracted. I'm not very organized. How I counteract that would be accountability. And the fact that, like, I have a lot of girls on my team who I have, like, a teacher on my team, so she's really hella organized and she's really good at structure and she's good at, like, limiting distractions. So, like, I lean on the girls on my team who are good at what I'm not good at. And they, like, we kind of come together, like, they know I'm not good at these things, so they help me there and I help them with other things. For the accountability, I mentioned before, like, I'm in one of Josh's groups, and, like, that's, like, the ultimate accountability because it's not, like, a push group that, I don't know, my team, like, upline. I don't have a working upline, but if I did, it's not like a push group with anyone who's a Beachbody coach. It's like I pay Josh to hold me accountable, so I show the fuck up, you know?
Yeah.
So I had a second answer to, like, the end of your question there. Of you asked something about, like,
oh, like, well, I guess, like, if you had any doubts when you first started, and, like, what did you do to, like, not let yourself, I guess, like, hold yourself back from actually doing the business? Does that make sense? Because I feel like a lot of people, like, the most common question is always, like, can I do this? Like, she's so much more successful than me. Like, I'm never going to reach that. Like, there's always those, like, limiting beliefs in this business. So I guess, like, how did you overcome that?
Like, honestly, in the beginning, I didn't think I was, like, outgoing enough or confident enough because I was super, super shy when I started this, and I, like, didn't even know who I was because I hid so long from people. Like, I was like a tiny little mouse back in the day, like, before I became a coach. Just, like, I didn't want to talk. I didn't want anyone to notice me. I didn't want to be seen. Like, so I was just kind of got into my shell. So when I became a coach, that was one of my limiting beliefs, is like, I'm not confident enough. I'm not outgoing enough. I'm not, like, no one's going to be attracted to me. But obviously that's where, like, personal development comes in. You just have to be committed to your own personal growth. I would say one of the best things I ever did, not just for this business, but, like, for anything in life, create a long-term mindset. It's not about today. It's about what you want 2 years from now or, like, 4 years from now. And I always have that in mind when it came to, like, day-to-day sacrifices. Like, yeah, it's hard to wake up. No one wants to work on their lunch break. No one wants to tell, like, their friends or their significant other that they can't go to that party or whatever because they actually have to stay in and work their business. But what's going to matter 2 years from now? That party, that stupid TV show, or the fact that you quit your job and you now get to live out your dreams, you know? So I think adopting that long-term mindset, and I do the same exact thing, like, when it comes to health and fitness. I'm like, I don't really need that cake because, like, what do I care more about? How I'm going to feel after. And if I want to feel, I don't know if you guys have ever read The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte, but it's a really good book about how you want to feel. And so, like, every single day I'm like, how do I want to feel? I want to feel alive. I want to feel vibrant. I want to feel, like, fucking amazing. So my actions and the choices I make every single day come from a place of how I want to feel.
I love that. I wrote down the desire map because I'm like, wait, I can tell that to my challengers.
Yeah.
And you guys, it's actually really true because funny story, I've been following Cristal for so long. Like your before photo, I remember you like that. Like it is crazy. Like I think I've been following her longer than I've been following Emma, which is absolutely. And I remember her. She was Coach Cristal on Instagram. And then when I was working more with Alexis, and then she was like started talking about you, and I'm like, I know this girl. Like, how do I know her? I'm like, she's a fucking Beachbody coach, and that's crazy, you guys. Like, this is how good she is. Like, I had no idea that she was a Beachbody coach. Like at all. I literally thought that she was just a coach. She had her own business, which you do, of course. But like I did not know that Beachbody was a part of that. So she's really good at what she does. Um,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I love that. And just like kind of going off of what you said about the accountability and like what I do is like I always say like, okay, if I sit down and I send these 30 invites, then I can go lay out for 30 minutes by the pool and enjoy my day or like do something else, right? Or then I can then go to Target and stroll around or whatever, right? I don't know. I'm really into like creating habits. So it's like, if I do this, then I can reward myself, you know, because you do have to kind of play a little bit of a game here with your business, especially when you're like, and it also comes down to your why, you guys. And I know, Cristal, you believe in that so much. It's like, why do you want this? And that is huge because your why will make you want to jump up out of bed and pursue this 100%. But yeah, and it's so true because Emma and I do that too. Emma hates creating graphics. I'm a graphic queen, and but it's so true. So we really like it works for us, and so maybe find someone that you know you hate doing something, but she loves to do that, and you like to do this, and she hates to do that. Works so well for business partners. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm like, what question are we even at now? What do you struggle with? Not that one. We already did that one. Okay, so I guess like I was gonna ask you, do you have it all together all the time? You're like, fats.
I don't have it all together. And I honestly, I don't know, it could be a good thing or a bad thing, but being a 3 on the Enneagram, I'm really, really hard on myself. So like we were away traveling this weekend and I'm like, dang it, I only got in like a mini power hour yesterday. It wasn't a full one. Like, and I like beat myself up over it, which can be good when you're pushing yourself and you're in a season of like crazy, crazy hustle. But then also I'm like one of the biggest things I've had to learn is like practicing grace. And I tell my challengers that all the time. So like I should treat myself the same. Whenever it comes to like advice, I always think about like, well, what would I tell one of my challengers? Or what would I tell one of my coaches or something? Like I was talking about this with my team the other day, like about I would never tell a challenger to give up just because it got hard. So why do we think it's okay to give up when our shit gets hard, you know? Or I was also talking about this, like for our moms on here, like you would never tell your kid to give up on learning to walk the first time it falls over. So like why do we think it's okay for us to give up when like our journey's hard?
Yeah. Let me just mute people really quick. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I think everyone's muted. I heard someone calling. I hear you guys. Ah! No, I didn't mean to unmute you, Amanda. Sorry. Did I unmute you, Amanda? Sorry if I did. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys go take the Enneagram and see what number you are because it's so fun. We were talking about it last day at our coach social. I think I'm like a 3 to 7 to 5 or something like that. And I didn't even realize that. Alexis was like, no, there's 3 numbers. And I'm like, what? I just thought I was a 7. And so like I went back and I'm like, oh, this makes total sense.
I don't even know what Alexis is.
I'm like, are you a 7? Or she's like, no, I think she's a 5. I think she said she was a 5. I don't know. I'm like, well, I need to read it because I'm pretty sure it like is spot on for you. Let's go more into social media really quick. Okay, because your feed is just beautiful. I think it's your purple hair. I don't know. But do you plan your post? like, where do you get your inspiration from? Do you just post like how you feel that day? Or are they like strategically planned? And do you use anything, or is it just like you just use Instagram?
Sorry, that was really weird. My neighbors were like carrying a bed across the window.
I asked something weird.
I was just like, what's happening?
Easy question.
Feel like squirrel brain. Okay, which kind of answers your question? I am like so not structured enough to plan out like 7 posts. Like it's not like I sit down on Sundays and I'm like, okay, on Monday this is exactly what I'm saying, and on Tuesday this is exactly what I'm saying. I do follow like a posting outline only because Josh makes me. But I sometimes do it different days of the week. I hate being put in a box. So when people are like, every Sunday night should be a coaching call to action, I'm like, what if I don't feel like it?
Yeah.
So I feel like as long as, so I would say I do it more so throughout the week. I'm like, okay, as long as I do like a hard call to action for coaching once a week, a hard call to action for challenge groups once a week, and then I do some soft invites in there and some lifestyle stuff. So I would say my spread, whatever, my guidelines for myself are more throughout the week of making sure I'm talking about all the things, but I don't sit down and like plan out posts or anything like that. I will say though, when I had my job, I would 100% have 7 photos ready for the week, only because I didn't have time to like take photos during the week. And I would also have my post write up, the copy, written like the day before. So I didn't necessarily do it all on Sunday, but I was always make sure that my post was written, because most of the time I had to post like while I was on my lunch break at work. So if anyone's like working full time, I would suggest like planning out your post the day before, if that's like a situation where like you do post like during your lunch break or whatever. But yeah, for me now, I'm not that structured.
Yeah. I was the same way.
Is someone carrying a bed as well over where you are?
Okay. Sorry. I guess I'm clearly a squirrel brain. That's, yeah. What are words? Okay. So you don't plan your post out. You just kind of just post. I kind of like, I don't know. I feel like Instagram is changing so much every single day, you guys. And so honestly, real and authentic is what people want and what people attract to. So don't really overthink it. Like, and also going into this is like, you got to figure out what works for you in your season of life. Okay. So like Cristal and I, we work full time. Well, we do Beachbody full time. Emma does it full time. So we have a little bit more time to just be like, okay, we can just post whenever. But if you really don't, you really feel like I have something that I really want to talk about tomorrow, but I know my day is going to be busy, you can write it out the night before and have a picture ready to go. I used to do that a lot when I was working at the bar. So like you said, Cristal, but now it's just so different in our seasons of life. And of course, like I use when to post. So I post exactly when my followers are on, and I know exactly who's engaging in my post. But like, yeah, it just, you have to figure out what works for you in your season of life, pretty much. Yeah. And as far as like Instagram stories, you just post your throughout your day. And I think the number one question is how do you get your Instagram to look so aesthetically pleasing to the eye? Like I'm like every day I'm like, how the actual fuck? Like I look like a slob on here. I just
You don't?
I know. I'm like, oh my god. Compared to your stories, I'm just like, what? I'm like, oh, just kidding. But I don't know. I feel like it's like, how do you find your GIFs? That's what I want to know. We're all like with the Trillers, like you have like the best GIFs, whatever. Like, what do you look up?
That is so funny. I've never actually been asked that question.
Okay, Emma and I had this conversation, and we're like, she has cool borders and like these things and like whatever. And so Emma's like, I figured it out. I typed in lines in the GIF section, and we found some borders. And then we were literally trying to figure this out.
That is so funny. Well, I think I did the same thing. Like I would type in the obvious, like
yeah.
So like branding colors, I don't know if you guys have like branding colors, but like I have branding colors, right? And so I would type in the obvious, like light pink, and it was boring. So I was like, how about if I type in pastel? What do I get when I type that in? Or how about like, what if I type it? Like, I just start being like, what would people not think of to type in that makes sense so that I can get unique GIFs or GIFs, however you say it.
Yeah, I know, like GIFs.
I just think of GIF peanut butter.
I'm literally dead. I just typed in pastel and I am like dead. Okay. We just cracked the code, guys.
I mean, a lot of mine are cat GIFs, so I'm just like, cat love, Pasheen. Does anybody have any cats here who like cats? Type in Pasheen. Like, does anybody have Pasheen? I have the Pasheen-a-corn stuffed animal and I sleep with it every night. So if you like cat, type in Pasheen.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I don't have a cat, but I want a cat.
I feel like I searched there's your kitty.
Oh, it's so cute. That was, oh wow, I'm so glad. That was like the best out of this whole entire call. Like we just learned something new. Okay, so going in, like, okay, so, like, you have your certain colors, I have my colors. That's another thing, you guys, like, figure out what your brand is and, like, what your color brand is, and it just, have it match, like, I really, and I know you do such a good job at this, Crystal, is, like, your feed matches your Instagram story, too. I absolutely love, and why, which I'm, like, I really, hold on, someone's on you, that's very distracting. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out who's not muted. Got it. Mute. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I try and do the same thing and like use like the same colors, like that's in my feed to match my story. So I guess it's like another question would be, there's two more questions that I have is, what is your niche, like your niche market, I guess? Like we always talk about who your avatar is and like who you're talking to, which is so important because I hate saying on my Instagram, like, hey guys, good morning, even though I say it, but I'm also like, who is my avatar? Like, who am I speaking to? So do you have a particular niche market that you talk to? And I guess like, how do you add value to them with the product, I guess is like my question.
So who I'm talking to, 20-somethings who want more in life and are sick of playing small. I mean, obviously my avatar is just a mix of who I used to be and who I am now. But I would say for like when I talk, and you probably do this, but for anyone who like is struggling with like how to like speak on stories or even in your post, you're just talking to one person. Like you're not actually talking to an online presence of thousands of people. Like you're just talking to that one girl who's exactly like you. So like you were just saying, Gabby, like how you talk on your Insta stories, like whether you say, hey girl, or if that's not your style and you think that's annoying, like talk how you would just talk to your best friend, like in your living room, if you're drinking a glass of wine together. Like if you would say, hey girl, just say that on your stories. If you would never say that in real life, don't say it on your stories. So yeah, just like talk to who you are. Like exactly, I mean, basically that's what you're doing. You're just talking to yourself anyway.
I am my best friend, so I am going to talk to myself.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's, I remember I heard it from someone, I don't know who it is, but they said, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. And that is so true. That's why it's really important to figure out who your avatar is and who you're speaking to. And Angie Lee does a lot of finding your niche and finding your avatar and really doing a lot of like niche marketing topics. So if you're struggling with that, head over to, I'm not sponsored, guys, head over to Angie Lee podcast.
Totally just sounded like a hashtag ad. I'm already getting a kickback.
I'm literally going to reach out to Angie and be like, listen, I just sponsored you, so send me $1 million. No, I'm just kidding. But I love that because it's so true. Remember that, guys. If you are speaking to everybody, you're speaking to no one. You have to show up on your social media like you're talking to your best friend, because people will start to literally get in your DMs and be like, girl, I love you. You're such an inspiration. And even if they don't want to get in your group or whatever, your challenge group, they're still watching you and they're still learning to trust you and understand who you are. And they will want to be best friends with you. So I guess to wrap it up is I would say, what advice would you give to the coaches who are struggling, can't find time to stay consistent, and are consistently making excuses?
Oh, well, excuses don't build dreams, girlfriend. So, I mean, like, our business is exactly like our fitness journeys. You're not going to get results if you make excuses. So why would you think you get results by building an empire by making excuses? Like, it's the same exact thing. And we tell our challengers all the time, like, excuses aren't going to get you anywhere. I mean, like, I'm super tough love, so I'm like, that's what I say. But I mean, it's fine. Here's what I say. Has anyone read Atomic Habits? Because that book is like the bomb diggity. But there's a rule in it where it's like never miss 2. So never miss 2 days in a row. Did I just say that weird? Like row. Never miss 2 days in a row is what I meant to say. Do I say row weird? I feel like I say it weird. Kind of like how I say rum weird. People are like, is that like a Maine accent? Rum. It sounds like I'm saying rum. Anyways. Yeah. He talked about it in Summit. Yeah, in Summit. At Summit. Never miss 2. So it's cool. We all have bad days where like a million things are coming at us. Everything is going wrong. And for whatever reason, the power hour maybe doesn't happen. It's fine. Like we all have that with our fitness. For whatever reason, a million things are coming at us. A million things are going wrong. Everyone decides to like end up in the emergency room. We've got like cut fingers. We've got sick kids. We've got all the things happening, right? Things happen. And that's fine. We practice grace that one day, but like never miss 2 days in a row. Because what happens when we miss 2 days in a row of doing the things we need to do to get to where we want to go? We lose all of Big Mo. And once you get momentum, you don't ever want to lose that shit. You want to hold on to it like it's the most precious diamond you've ever gotten. Because like that momentum really does make your journey so much easier. Like, so they always talk about how like built they. I don't know who they is. You know when people say that all the time, they're like they, and I'm like, who's they? How people always talk about how like building a business is like climbing up a hill, right? And like if you keep going, you'll get to that top where like you'll catch the momentum and it'll be easier. You'll kind of start coasting. Cool. Once you get the momentum, keep it, because you're never going to get to the top of that mountain if you keep like starting, stopping. You know what I mean? So never miss 2 days in a row. I mean, that was a really long way to explain that tip.
Oh, I love it.
2 days in a row.
Did you have another one?
I feel like I could go on and on about this, but consistency, literally make it your middle name. Like I know consistency like doesn't sound sexy and all of that, but like if you can just learn to create yourself to be a consistent person, because consistency is the magic sauce. Like if there's ever a magic sauce in building this business, it's literally having unicorns like Emma, but it's also being consistent as fuck. Like literally being the most consistent person in the room. Like being motherfucking gritty. Gritty doesn't mean that you're the hardest working person. Gritty means you persevere even when it's hard. So be gritty.
Yeah, and you totally said rum.
I know, I say it weird. I think it's like,
he's the most consistent person in the rum, and I'm like, oh, she said rum.
I know.
I love it. No, but it's so true. I mean, you guys, the 2 reasons why I love Cristal is because I look forward to, and I don't follow a lot of coaches, but she is literally like, I love her. She makes me want to jump out of bed. But she's so consistent. Like every day, like her stories are so consistent with her journey basically. And that's what you need to build. You need to build that trust with your followers. Are they going to trust you if you're like, oh, today I am just, like I'm dabbling, I might do my workout, whatever. Like they're probably going to join the other girl that they see on social media that's being a little bit more consistent, right? So it really comes down, like, make consistent your middle name. I freaking love that. And yeah, you guys, you like she said, just go the momentum has to stay, which is why, you know, we started doing the coach socials every single month to just keep that momentum and kind of have that, like, you know, where we've been working hard all month. We're going to come together and just enjoy some fun time together, but also show social media that it's not just about health and fitness, that it's about building a business of like girl bosses and like we're best friends. And so you guys, if you like want to build that consistency, maybe go out and meet some new friends and then do these coach socials with them and invite them. But like she said, like you have to be consistent. No one's going to trust you. I followed Emma for 4 years and I've been following her, Cristal, for God knows how long. But it's because they were consistent. Okay. So if you are having a hard time in your business and you're struggling with like trying to figure out why no one wants to join you, go in the bathroom, turn the light on, look in the mirror, and give yourself a reality check and ask yourself, was I consistent last week? Did I post my workout? Did I send out those invites? Did you listen to personal development? Because if you didn't, the only person to blame is yourself. So I know it's really hard to like, you're like, oh, like that's so drop dead knowledge. Yeah, you guys, I'm here for the truth bombs. I will tell you straight to your face. And if you come to me and tell me that this business doesn't work, I will be like, go to the bathroom, check yourself, and ask yourself those questions, because it's true, you guys. You have to really dig deep down and be like, how bad do I want it? Like, you know, so yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Cristal. Is there anything else that you want to share with us? Does anyone have any questions, by the way, that they want to ask her? You guys can unmute yourselves.
Yeah, feel free. I don't know if I have anything else, but if anyone has a question.
Yeah, does anyone have okay, yeah, go ahead, Amanda, go ahead.
I've got two. So my first one, do you ever have coach prospects that get worried or nervous about making their stories as aesthetically pleasing as yours, and they're like, I can't do that. There's no way. And how do you address that?
I don't know if I've had anyone say in particular like stories, but obviously I've had people say like the whole excuse of like, yeah, but I don't want to post on social media every day. In which case I'm all about like the felt, feel, found. Like, yeah, girl, samesies. Like when I first started this, I never used social media. Like I was such a creeper. I would just creep on everyone else, but not actually post. And then I was like, well, that's dumb. I've got a social media account. Let's make money off of it. So anyways, I wouldn't say I've had someone say that exact thing. But I will say, in like my trainings with my current team, like I just did like walk through tutorial of Triller, like how to do it exactly like on my phone, because Gabby like never sent me one. No, I'm just kidding.
My phone sucks. I never have any storage. Every time someone says that, I'm like, let me screen record, and my phone's like, sorry, not today.
Do you use Google Photos?
Okay. I do. I just started using it.
I just took like 10,000 photos off my phone, and my phone loves me for it. Yes, I said 10,000. I still have 8,000 on my phone. So anyways, I always preface with my like team and stuff, like, okay, if this is going to take you longer than 20 minutes, like don't fucking do it. Or like Trillers are second, invites are first. Like if you're not even getting your IPAs done, income producing activities, don't fucking make a Triller. So I feel like I always preface anything I do with my coaches where it's just like, they don't need to be perfect. This shouldn't take you longer than like 5 minutes. Like don't feel, and you'll get better as you go. Sometimes I look at like, do you guys, I don't know if you were like coaches before stories, but like I was a coach before stories or a thing. And sometimes I look at my first stories, like when it first rolled out. First of all, I'm like the most awkward human being. It's like I didn't know how to talk. I was like, hey, I don't know. Oh my God. And I like waste like 15 seconds, like not even saying anything. And they didn't look like they look like now. So I feel like just tell all your people, your coaches and shit, that like you'll just get better as you go, but you're never going to get better if you don't even start. That was a long answer to your question.
No, that was great. Thank you. And then just my second question is, how do you show the work on your social media when it comes to coaching and knowing that you're actually finding people that do want to work the business and not just like frou time or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as like a behind the scenes one day. Like maybe you explain what our 4 vitals are behind the scenes in your stories one day. Or it could be as simple as like, hey, like you just hop on your stories and you're like, sometimes I do this for accountability because remember I'm like super scatterbrained. So sometimes I'll just hop on my stories for accountability and be like, I'm sitting down right now to actually get like behind the scenes, like business work done for my business. I'm going to be unplugged for like the next hour or so. If you see me on here, like yell at me because I'm not supposed to be on here. So like it could be as simple as like saying you're getting your power hour in or your behind the scenes business work, or it could be an example of like, hey guys, I just sent a bunch of you like a message about my next challenge group because I know so many of you wanted to join. So it's kind of just like talking about the work. You don't like have to overthink it. It's just talking about what we do behind the scenes that people don't know we do unless we show them.
Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions? You can unmute yourself. No? I think that was it then. I love, okay, I have one. What personal development book are you reading right now?
Good question. I'm reading Grit. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, great.
I'm reading Grit, and then I just started a new audiobook. I always do an audiobook paired with a regular book. I forget what it's called though. It's like some random book. It's not a known book. It just Audible was like, you might like this. And I was like, sure, okay. I can get back to you if you want the title. It's about procrastination. So if anyone does see that, I will look at the title.
I need to read something about procrastination. Awesome. Well, thank you so freaking much for hopping on our call. You are amazing. And like I said, you guys, if you want some inspo, go watch her stories because they're literally amazing. Like her trillers. It's so funny. I'm like, I literally showed this girl how to use, like, basically told her, like, this is Triller, this is what I'm using. And then she creates it. It's like so good. I'm like, what the heck? I love it. But thank you for the gems because I almost like want to make a Triller right now.
I mean, do it. If you've gotten your income producing activity.
Oh, yes, you guys. I love that she said that because it's so true. Triller is not going to move your business. Posting on Instagram, you have to do your incoming producing activities are so important, and that's sending out invites. Okay. Wait, someone asked a question. Does anyone know how to get the Triller? Oh, yes. Do you guys know? Okay. Screen record your phone. So when you're doing the Triller, like when it pops up and it says like, don't post it yet, you like screen record your phone and then like click it and then it records the whole thing. That's how I do it. So yeah. That's how we get the watermark off. But I am going to do a Triller tutorial. If she can't do it on the 5th, we're going to do it on the week after the 5th. Okay. So I don't know what day that is. But we are going to do a Triller tutorial. So yeah. Anyway, stay on. I'm going to stop the recording, but I want to take a picture. So thank you so much, Cristal. And yeah, thanks guys.